Hi to all. So in this video, we'll be discussing about the homework answers. That's the practice workbook. I hope it's page 2 because it's related to lesson 2. And this is the most asked video. Everyone asked teacher the video, teacher the answers. So here we are. Now I asked you not to do question number 1 as there you need to construct the segment. And as you know, we did not learn anything for constructing. It's impossible for me to teach through the screen how to construct lines. And hopefully in the later lessons when it comes I'll go into more detail, but for now just let's concentrate on what we have learned. So starting from question number 2, find the coordinate of each point. They're asking the value of each point, that's all, nothing else. So the value of D is 0, C is 2, and E is negative 3.5. 0.5, that's a point. Okay, fine. Find each length. Now, as you know, before you find each length, I have always told you to write down the coordinates of each point, so that will be easy for us to calculate them. Already we have the coordinates for C, D, E. See, only we need the coordinate for B. So let's write down the coordinate for B, that's -4. Okay, now let's find the length of BE. So you know the first thing what to do. You have to put the length inside the absolute value line. So the length of B is -4 and E is -3.5. So let's write it down. -4 minus 3.5. Now in the explanation video, I made it clear why the question has this many negatives. That's because one is for the question which we are subtracting and one belongs to the number. So you know how to simplify. There's always an invisible one here. So that leaves us with -4. Negative into negative will give us a positive 3.5. So -4 plus 3.5. So one is negative, one is positive. The rule is we need to subtract. So 4 minus 3.5 will give you a negative 0.5. 4 minus 3.5 is half, right? So the distance between BE is 0.5. Okay, moving to, let me write down the answer here, 0.5. Moving to question number 6, that's DB, distance between D, B. So write DB equals absolute value. What's the value of D? It's 0 and B is -4. So put that inside the parenthesis because this negative is for the question. We are subtracting. This negative belongs to the number. So negative into negative again will give you a positive 4. So 0 plus 4 is 4. So the distance between D and B is 4. Okay, you can even use the number line, but not recommended. Okay, EC, the distance between E and C. So let's write down EC equals absolute value. Inside we will write the value of E is -3.5 and C is 2. So let me put it in this form this time, -3.5 minus 2. Could make our life a lot easier. Okay, so -3.5 minus 2, both of them are negatives. So the rule is we keep the sign the same, but we add both the numbers. So 3.5 plus 2 will give me a 5.5. Now these are integer rules. If you have two negative numbers, you add the numbers and keep the sign the same. So that will give us 5.5. Oops, without the negative absolute value lines. Okay. Again, okay, that is 5.5. So the distance between E and C is 5.5. Even if you would have written -2 minus 3.5, your answer is going to be the same, 5.5. Whether you do it like that or like this, answer is going to be the same. Hopefully these answers are right. So let's move on to the next question. For exercise 8 to 11, H is between I and J. So of course we need to draw a line always. Okay, line, and then let's name it as, can I name this line as HJ? But H is between, so I can't. I need to name it as IJ. Okay, H is somewhere between, so we are not bothered really where it is. Let's put it here. Okay, let's start doing question number 8. One by one, let's solve it. HI is 3.9. So the distance from here till here is 3.9. And HJ is 6.2. You have to find the distance between I and J. Now for this, no equation is required, nothing is required, but still, you know, if you add IH and HJ, you will get the whole length, right? So let me solve it here. Question number 8. IJ equals IH plus HJ, right? So we have to find the length of IJ. So IH is 3.9, HJ is 6.2. So 6.2 plus 3.9 will give me 10.1. Okay, so the distance between IJ is 10.1. Simply add from here to here it's 3.9, here to here it's 6.2. So to find the whole length, you simply add them. That's what we have done. Okay, let's move on to question number 9. Now to do question number 9, I need to remove these two values. Okay. JI, that's the whole length, is 25. Now they have given us the whole length. From here to there, from this corner to this, it's 25. IH is 13. So we need to find HJ. So let's make it as X. So the equation remains the same because we are working with the same line. IJ equals IH plus HJ. Only the numbers differ. So IJ is 25, which is equal to IH is 13 plus X. Literally, you know, the whole length is 25. Part of it is 13. So to find the remaining part, you need to subtract. But we need to do that in a proper way. We cannot simply say the answer fell over from the sky, right? So basically, we are doing the same thing here, nothing different. So 25 minus 13 will give me a 12. So X is equal to 12. So the distance between H and J is 12. 25 minus 13, it's the same. Okay, moving to question number 10. We erase these values now because they don't. Oops, I erased the line too. Okay. There you go. H is the midpoint of IJ. So this word already we have discussed in the video. Midpoint means exactly in middle, and by chance I have put that point exactly in between. I didn't mean it, but I just put it, but by chance. Okay, so IH is 0.75. So from here to here, it's 0.75. You need to find HJ. Now, what does that midpoint do? It also shows that this part of the line is equal to this part, right? So if from I to H, if it is 0.75, what is it going to be from H to J? Definitely, it's going to be 0.75 as well. There is no need of calculations, nothing. It's just a thing to understand. Midpoint means it's exactly in the middle of the line. So from half of the line is 0.75. So what's the remaining half going to be? It's also going to be 0.75. That's because it's the midpoint. If they did not mention midpoint, then the answer will be different. Okay. Now let me erase this off. This and this. Okay. Again, H is the midpoint, so it's the midpoint of IJ. IJ is 9.4, so the whole length is 9.4. Find IH. So if the whole length is 9.4, this line has been divided in two parts. So to find IH, what are you going to do? I need to divide it by 2. So 9.4 divided by 2. Because, again, I'm reminding you, midpoint means it's exactly in between the line. So which means this part and this part are equal because it's exactly in between in between the line. So the whole length is 9.4 means if I want to find half of the line, I divide it by 2. So that's going to give me 4.7. So the length of IH is 4.7. 4.7. If the length of IH is 4.7, the length of HJ is also going to be 4.7. So you can add them up and check, you will get 9.4. It's just a mind trick game you call, because it's not as deep as the ones which we solved in the previous video, but it's easy, but you need to understand it. Okay, question number 12. Question number 12, now it's again, they have given you the figure. So you have to start by writing the equation first, as you have to find the value of x, right? They asked you to find the value of Lm, the length of Lm. So to find the length of Lm, we need to find the value of x. So to find the value of x, we need to write the equation. So Km, that's the whole length, is equal to KL plus Lm. Okay, Km, that's the whole length, is 3x plus 1.5, which is equal to KL, which is x plus 0.5 plus, now this is K, and this is Lm, which is 3x minus 2. Now, always they will not give you easy questions to solve. Definitely there should be something challenging, right? So the rules first, as always, you need to simplify this part first because it's quite a long one. So let's simplify this, or you can even move every number to one side and variable to one side and solve. I'll show you both the ways to do, but let me show you first how to simplify this. So this is going to be x plus 3x, because if I remove this parenthesis here, see, if I remove this, that's going to leave me with, this is x plus 0.5 plus 3x minus 2. So x plus 3x is going to give me a 4x. 0.5 minus 2 is going to give me a negative 1.5. 2 minus 0.5 is 1.5, right? And this is mental math. I cannot show you each and every step. By now you have to be perfect in mental math. Only then you can do algebraic expressions quickly. Okay, now the rule remains the same. Move everything to one side. So 3x minus 4x equals negative 1.5 plus 15. So this is going to give me a negative x, right, is equal to, is this 1.5, not, this is where I make mistakes. Just like you, I make mistakes too. Okay. So this is going to be negative 1.5, negative 1.5. So negative 1.5 will give me a negative 3, because I'll add 1.5, but keep the sign the same. So both have equal negative sign, so I can cancel them off. So the value of x is going to be 3. Now I have to find the distance between L and M. So let me find the distance between L, M. Lm is 3x minus 2, which means I just substitute the value of x in place of x. So that will give me 9 minus 2, which is equal to 7. So the distance of L and M is 7. It's easy, a bit confusing because of these decimal points, that's all. Now quickly let me show you how would it look if you had brought, did I write this one? Far away. In fact, this was like that, right? That's right. So let me quickly show you how it would look if you would bring the variables together before simplifying. So that would look like this. This is going to be 3x, okay? Then this will be minus x, because that's plus x, it will become minus x. And this is again plus 3x, that would become a minus 3x because you're moving it to the other side. So all what's remaining on this side is 0.5 minus 2 minus 1.5. So this is how it would look if you did not simplify this. Before here we simplified it. So we got 4x minus 1.5. If you did not simplify, this is how it would look. Now, even then it's the same. You have 3x minus 3x, which will give you a 0. 0 minus 1 will give you a minus 1. 1x. So 0.5, you have to solve all this. You have to add, in fact, all of them. 1.5 minus 1.5. So it's quite confusing, and it's, if you can do it, fine, go ahead and do it. It will, in fact, result in the same thing. But it's always better we simplify and then we do it, so that it will not be confusing. So also I asked you to do question number 13, as I could not solve any kind of problem solving in the previous video during the class. So this was the questions, these were the questions for you. Hopefully you have got all the answers right. Comment below and let me know how many answers you got right. Okay, so we'll meet again in another video. Till then, keep learning and keep practicing.